This setup has to be like the definition of DIY. We got the webcam on top of the painter stand right there. We've got a light from my living room, another light from my living room, the laptop with OBS over there. It's not like top tier quality, but it works. Well, the light just went out. There we go. Now we're back. Hi. I don't know how to start this. Hi. That's more honest, right? Hi. My name is msea. No, that's not my name. My name is... God damn it. My name is Mathias Havlykke, also known as msea. I'm an upcoming EDM music producer, 17 years old, and I am royally uncomfortable right now because I have never talked to a camera like this. If I'm not that good at it, please don't bully me. I'm learning, alright? But yeah, I just wanted to talk about my story because I feel like not many people who listen to my music know who I actually am. So I wanted to give you a deeper dive into how I got to this point in my music journey. Let's get into it. If you have any comments for me, please leave them down in the comment section below. I will read and answer every single one of them. So go nuts. Let's get started, shall we? I discovered music on a total whim all the way back in 2015 when I was just 9 years old. My mother decided to randomly sign me up to some music classes in my town. Music as a concept wasn't really anything new or special to me at the time. I had been drawing ever since the age of like 2, and that was what I had been really like learning and expanding upon. My mother told me to give music a chance since she recalled how good I was at remembering the lyrics of lullabies she sang to me when I was younger, so I gave it a shot. This is the start of the timeline. It's
the guitar phase.
I tried these classes for a couple months and realized I actually liked it quite a bit. It was a simple concept. Me and like 4 other kids sat in a room together with a music teacher and just messed around. We played all sorts of instruments like drums, flutes, clarinets, guitars, everything. We also learned about music theory and stuff too. I thought it was really fun, so when that was over, I decided to continue with music and pick up an instrument. I signed up for guitar lessons, and the guitar teacher I got just absolutely fell in love with me from the very start. He told me that I had very above average rhythmic and melodic ability, and that he would try to help me go big in the guitar playing space. The songs my teacher taught me mostly consisted of older classical songs. Now, skip forward 2 years to 2017 when I was 11 years old. I was still taking guitar lessons 2 times a week by this point. One alone with my guitar teacher, just us 2, and then one day in a group together with 5 other people with the same teacher. One day in school recess, one of my classmates showed me a program that you're all probably familiar with, GarageBand. He told me all about like how good it was and how you could like choose any instrument you wanted and play it, record it, and turn it into a full song completely for free. I was like, that just sounded magical. I tried it on his iPad for a little while. That was my first interaction with a DAW ever, and I absolutely just fell in love with it. Like the whole process of just creating something from scratch. So when I got home from school that day, I immediately downloaded GarageBand on my iPad and started just going crazy. Here's the first beat I ever made with GarageBand. So yeah, that was pretty trash, but it was my first beat. What do you expect? Fast forward now to early 2020, when I was 14. What the hell is that image, man? I was now in my 5th year of playing guitar, and I had gotten very good at it by this point. Here's a video of me playing at a classical music concert. After that performance, I got picked up by something called the Talent Line, which is like this Danish thing where young classical music prodigies are brought into like this specialized academy where they just teach about classical music and they try to turn them into like stars and stuff. And my guitar teacher was overwhelmed by this news, of course. He thought this was a big step for me in, achieving guitar greatness. And that should have been very exciting, but for me, at this point, I had just been kind of falling out of love with playing the guitar. I didn't really enjoy classical music at all, and I had gotten so much better at digital music production, and I enjoyed that so much more. But for now, I just decided to keep going with it because I didn't want to disappoint my teacher nor my parents by dropping out. And then lockdown struck. My teacher had to call me up on Messenger for online sessions 2 times a week. And yeah, as you can imagine, that didn't work that well. For me, this was just like the final straw. It dawned on me that I just couldn't keep going with this whole guitar thing. So I talked to my parents about it, and I made the ultimate decision to drop out of my guitar lessons and the talent line. Of course, my guitar teacher was devastated. I had come so far with my guitar playing, and I had such great potential, and I had come so far, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't what I wanted to do. Like, I wasn't happy. I wanted to head down a new path. So, introducing
The producer phase.
We're gonna quickly backtrack in time to late 2019, a couple of months before I left guitar. This is where it all really starts making sense to me in terms of where I want to go with my music. My GarageBand songs, although still quite bad, were getting better fast, and I would always send my demos to both my parents so they could have a listen to them as well. And my dad in particular actually noticed how fast I was progressing, so he sat down with me one cold winter night and asked me,
"Is music truly your big passion, son?"
And I of course said yes. He said, "Okay, I will be more than willing to pay 50% of the costs for a professional top-tier music making program." I told my mom about it, and she was like,
"I'll pay for the other 50%.
That was just incredible. The DAW that I chose to go with was FL Studio, and that was only because my all-time favorite DJ Alan Walker used it, and it was his song Faded that really sparked my interest in EDM music in particular, because I saw the capabilities of I heard the capabilities of what it could do to you. I felt it. It was crazy what that song did to me. FL Studio was also used by people like Martin Garrix and Avicii, who were some of my favorite DJs at that time as well. Here's my first song I ever made with FL Studio. Vocals by Romy Wave. Her link is in the description. For the rest of 2020, I just kind of tried to really hone my skills at FL Studio. In 2021, I started experimenting with some rap/hip-hop production, because that was a very prominent genre in my country, Denmark. So I decided maybe it was something for me. So I spent the first half of 2021 creating hip-hop music, and I just decided that wasn't something for me. I enjoy hip-hop as a genre, but I don't enjoy making it. So I scrapped that idea, and throughout the second half of 2021, I experimented with releasing music for the first time under the name msea. I put out 4 songs, and then I deleted it because I just thought it wasn't good enough. The name choice was weird, who can even pronounce that?
Mavluka.
And the 4 songs I did release just weren't very good, and they were all in very different genres and even in different languages. It was just a mess, so I decided to delete it and start over. And in 2022, February, I created msea and released Losing It as my first ever single under that name. And it did quite well for a first release. It got 500 streams in the first month. My theory for why it got so many streams was because I got follow-botted. Exactly when Losing It came out, I got 300 fake followers. We don't talk about that, okay? And yeah, as soon as I saw the success of that song, I made a X account, I made a TikTok account, YouTube channel, Instagram page, all in an attempt to expand my reach. This is when I got really serious about it. And this aligns perfectly with the fact that in July 2022, I finally escaped that horrific, torturous hellscape of a place called school. I was just so relieved, and I was able to put so much more effort into my music and the promotion and everything. I think I've made some really good progress in my career so far. I've amassed 7,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, which is quite big for me. Dream About You is my biggest song currently. It has 25,000 views on YouTube, which is just nuts. And it has 7,000 streams on Spotify. So it's a start. The deal I made with my mom when I left school was that I had to get a job somewhere. I couldn't just sit at home and make music. That's where SoundMade comes in, where I've recently been hired as a video editor, a sound designer, graphic designer, whatever they need me to do in the creative field. It's a digital streaming platform, which is all about music and content that gives you a deeper dive into the processes and artists of the music industry. It's been incredibly fun so far. I have some amazing colleagues. Make sure to check out SoundMade if you want to. The link is in the description. So I've made a lot of breakthroughs with what I want the msea brand to be recently, and I've decided to remake all my music in 432 hertz, the healing frequency as it's called, which has been scientifically proven to prevent stress and anxiety when listening to it. And with pretty much all music today, like 99.9% of all music today being 440 hertz, I feel like it could be a really fun way for me to stand out. And I think it just sounds better. It has a more like warm tonality to it. So yeah. And I have something very exciting in the works. It's like a universe and like a story based on the msea brand. The msea-verse, as I call it. I know it's a very unique name. So I'm very excited to tell you more about that in the coming months. Yeah. That is pretty much all I have to say. I hope that this video helped you understand more about me and why I'm doing this, who I am, and where I've come from. I have a huge vision and a positive message I want to send with the stuff I make, so I just really hope that you will come along for the ride and help me in achieving great things, because we've only just started. And yeah, make sure to enjoy your day or whatever. I don't have an outro, so